Mark's the only rider that's done a 1:47. Acosta and Bagnaia are the only two that have done 48. So then you've got Morbidelli, Marquez, Fernandez, and Zarco doing 49.
Here's
so
Martin under the cosh, like you were saying. Sorry, Matt. And yeah, it would be interesting to follow him. He's one of the few on a flyer right now because his timing is out compared to the others.
Yeah, and he's coming into the corner where he threw himself down the floor here, didn't he? This time around, no problem. Yeah, just certainly perhaps a little bit more tentative than what he was.
He was very tentative. He held the bike up and, you know, gentle on that brake. Yeah, so you got to remember, he's not done a full flying lap yet, you know, so he's trying to figure out get the brake markers for the grip because it rained overnight. The grip's changed a little and very slippery corner, that one. So he's trying to go fast, but also feel for the first flyer, you know, so no experience today.
You can see plenty of damage on those Alpine Stars leathers. How much damage, though, did that early crash do to Jorge Martin's prospects of a strong grid position here for the sprint this afternoon over 11 laps? We follow him now in front of the Aragon wall. You'll see off in the distance there on the rear camera shot, beautiful shot of downtown Alcaniz. Through 14, Martin goes, flicks it hard left there now through 15. It's just all about getting that drive grip and then building speed up through the gearbox. Second, third, fourth, fifth, and now top gear in sixth. The only part of the Aragon track where the riders hit sixth gear on a MotoGP bike.
Matt, he's got enough time for 3 laps, but I don't know if the tyres can do that at their peak. So he's had one flyer lap right now to judge the level of grip, and now he has to decide how hard to push.
Bang, front row, there you go. He's a scrapper, he's a fighter, Jorge. When he put his back up against the wall, he's one of those characters that just comes out swinging no matter what on the front row. 1:48.335. If he salvages the top 3, he'll be...
This next lap's going to be his better one. He's like I said, gauged the grip on that first flyer, and now he's going to dig as deep as he dares.
Yeah, and digging deeper. And when he does that in Aragon, it spells danger for his rivals, is Marc Marquez. Down he goes into the reverse corkscrew. Hard on the front end of that Gresini Ducati GP23 yesterday. This is where Jorge Martin, looking at the Ducati data, he said Marquez was just on a completely different level. Martin couldn't get within 0.4 of a second of Marquez in just those 2 tight corners, turns 8 and 9. This is his territory. This is his kingdom, isn't it, Aragon, as Marquez now drops down into turn 12. He's putting together another exceptional lap here, isn't he? The 93. Flicks it now right through 13, again once down the hill, part of the spectacular undulation around this Aragon circuit. Through 15 he goes now. Pedro Acosta, what, 50-60 metres up the road ahead of the Spanish rider. This is going to be a high 1:46 coming in from Marc Marquez. Hard on the brakes, and he tips it into these final left-handers, where once again this is just where Marquez comes into his own. His natural riding style, such a natural fit for the high-speed left-handers. It is a high 1:46, 1:46.766. Acosta still in second place, but Marc Marquez is dishing out a mothering here. Jorge Martin goes over the line in second with a very strong, very respectable 1:47.650, which is 0.8 of a second slower than Marquez. Acosta's nearly half a second further back. Martin, the only rider within a second at the moment of Marc Marquez. Exhibition stuff at the moment from the 31-year-old. Bagnaia looking to get himself up into second place. He does, but like Martin, a very good lap time, 47.6, but not even 0.8 within Marc.
Unreal. Like I said, he's on another level this weekend at the circuit. Unbelievable. Alex Marquez also, his brother, doing a good show.
Yeah, you've got to say Pedro Acosta doing a top job as well, having come through Q1. Acosta in 4th place. Morbidelli still clinging on to the top 6, thanks to a 1:48.755. A bit of reshuffling of the pack has seen Johan Zarco drop back down to 10th place. He's still ahead, though, of Aleix Espargaro, Maverick Vinales. We've seen nothing, have we, at all, from the factory of Aprilia so far in this session. We expected them to be big players for the front 2 rows, possibly for the front row as well. Acosta and Alex Marquez putting together good PB laps here. Nothing that's going to And Marc Marquez reaching for the paracetamol. No headaches for the 93, because it looks like he's got his second pole of the season well and truly covered off here in Aragon. The clock ticks down, 5 seconds remaining. Through the final corner goes Acosta. Just behind the 88 bike of Oliveira is Acosta going to push himself back on the front row. He certainly is. 47.6. It seems like the level, Simon, is at 47.6 when you look at Acosta, Bagnaia and Martin all doing 47.6s. But then there's Marc Marquez who's on, as you said, a totally different level.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, good rescue from Jorge Martin, you know, considering. And I've got to give a shout out to the non-Ducati riders, because you know, it's mainly Ducatis there, except Pedro Acosta. What a job, really good. And then Brad Binder, Oliveira, top job. Raul Fernandez, his teammate, right behind, and Johan Zarco been riding brilliant all weekend on Honda.
Well, it was a no contest, really, wasn't it?
Yes.
We feared it could be. And Marc Marquez, well, it was an exhibition, it was a demolition in the end. Johan Zarco takes the checker flag in 10th place. Bit of frustration there from the Frenchman. He did get as high as 7th spot. But Marc Marquez takes an 8th pole position here in Aragon. Looking well set. He's the big, red-hot, overwhelming favourite, not just for the sprint this afternoon, but for the double. Would be his first sprint success this afternoon.